too. Last time we all met was in Washington, where you were having a smash engagement at the Shoreham, and you'd just been honoured that day, all of you, at a lunch, right? The Touchdown Club?
Touchdown Club,
what was that?
Yes. It's actually it's an all-male club, and this was this was the first time that they have ever honored any females. Usually, I think it's all athletes and things of that sort. So it was quite an honor for us to be up for. What did we?
We were honored as the first females to for the. What? Wait a minute. They open it, for the females now. Now females can come into the clubs once a year. This is the first year. And we were the first ones to be honored there. So
they gave us an award entitled Female Entertainer of the Year Award.
Another triumph for Women's Lib. What do you all feel about Women's Lib, in fact?
Well, that day was really an experience because they had a lot of speakers there, Dr. Joyce Brothers being among them, and Judy Black, who's making a name for herself now, working along with women liberationists. Well, what do I feel personally about Women's Lib? That day, I learned a lot that I didn't know about women's liberation because I only heard what was on television or read what was in the newspapers. And I found out that day that actually women's liberation had been misrepresented in a lot of ways because they only show the negative, militant side of women's liberation in the papers or on the news at night. And the feeling I got from this meeting or this afternoon that we went to the club was that it doesn't have to be that way. It has another side to it where the women believe that they should have equal opportunity if they are as educated as a man in any position. And that it's not that they want to take a man's place in the world, but take their place as women, remaining feminine, but doing their thing. Just they want to be given the opportunity to do their thing as they see fit.
And talking of liberation, actually, I read of one experience that you had, Cindy, that was absolutely the reverse of liberation, where you were held captive once. You were kidnapped, or sort of semi-kidnapped.
I was really kidnapped.
But not for long, luckily. But tell us about that. That sounds...
Well, it was a really bad experience. It happened 2 years ago. I came home from rehearsal one day, and there was a man hiding in my apartment at knife point. He took me out in my car onto the freeway, and we rode around for about 2 hours or so, until I had an opportunity. I jumped out of the car, and I got hurt pretty bad. I was in the hospital for a while, and he's now behind prison bars, I'm glad to say. But it was really a bad experience. But I tell you what, recently the earthquake scared me a lot more than the kidnapping did. Truthfully, it really did, because I thought that was it. And I mean, I couldn't have jumped out of my house as it was going over a hill.
No, that's true. No, but who was it? Dr. Matthau has a classic story, doesn't he, of the earthquake, of how he'd been suffering from constipation, I think it was. That's Walter's story, but the rest you could make up yourself, even if he already hadn't. In fact, fascinating story, that one. What about other stories on the positive side, where with fans and so on? Have you had? I mean, you actually met a fan who did propose to you, and you married him. I mean, do you get lots of proposals from fans, funny letters from fans, presents from fans?
Yes, we do. From a recent article that we had in Jet magazine, we were talking on several subjects, and from that article, I received quite a few proposals, of which I never did meet anyone from it, but but I did. But we receive quite a few fan letters, and we have quite a few fans that have almost grown up with us. I know several people here in the New York area that I knew when they were like 11 years old, and now they're all, you know, grown and the whole bit. And to me, it's a great thrill that they have stuck with us this long, you know. And I would imagine quite a few other artists have fans who are loyal like that, but it's always great when they stick with you, you know.
What do they say when they write letters proposing marriage to you?
Would you like to get married? No, first of all, they usually say that they're working so-and-so, so-and-so, and they have so much money in the bank and things on that order.
Really?
One guy said he didn't think he could give me a diamond as big as the one that I'm wearing, but, you know, he could manage something. So, you know, I don't think it's really the money that matters nowadays anyway.
No, absolutely.